Hey, good morning. How y'all doing? It is Well Red Beard. It is a damn fine day to talk about a book. And today we're here for a book review. And I'm doing that thing where I check my sound and boom, is that better? Today we're here for a book review and we're going to talk about the remaking by Clay McCleod Chapman. First of all, very, very cool cover. It's a snake, but it's like film with like still images in there. See the creepy little girl's face. I dig the cover of this one. On the back it says, in the 1930s, a mother and daughter are burned at the stake as witches. Their story inspires an urban legend told around a campfire in the 1950s. There's a 1970s horror flick about it, and then a 1990s remake and a true crime podcast, but all this storytelling comes with a cost. So it's constantly being remade. It's weird. What is that? I don't know. Anyway, sorry, something was showing up on my screen there. So that's just on the back. I am going to give you a synopsis in a little bit, but just briefly, this is my third Chapman read. It was all right for me. I gave it 3 stars. What I found is I really kind of liked the witch stuff up front. I really kind of liked, you know, the film process in the 1970s and the creepy shit that came out of that, and the things that affected our child actor who was playing the 9-year-old girl, that was again burned at the stake with her mother. And then at some point, like in the 90s remake, it just kind of started it. I mean, what is going on with the dimming? Did y'all see that? Anyway, the 90s remake, it just kind of started to slog a bit for me. And then, like I said, it closes with this whole like modern day podcast. So I don't know, like with the 1930s part, the witch part, like I dug it. And then when I realized, oh, this is just lead in, like this isn't part of the story. I mean, I guess I should have known that from the title and whatnot. But and then the 1970, I was like, oh, this is just kind of build up to where we're going. But anyway, it was all right. I gave it 3 stars. It's my least favorite of the 3 Chapman reads, which I think, unless I'm mistaken, I think this might have been his first like horror novel. I believe that before this book, based on also by Clay McCleod Chapman in here, that all of his stuff before this was kind of like YA. You kind of like maybe juvenile horror, maybe I mean middle grade reader probably at most. I mean, there's 3 in here called Rest Area, Miss Corpus, and Commencement. I don't know what those are, but then there's like the Tribe, Homeroom Headhunters, the Tribe, Camp Cannibal, the Tribe, Academic Assassins, and then Nothing Untoward, Stories from the Pumpkin Pie Show. So it feels like this might have been his first adultish novel. So, but I read the most recent one first. This is his most recent novel, Wake Up and Open Your Eyes. I dug this one. I read Ghost Eaters second, which is the one that really kind of put him on my radar. And so this is my least favorite of the 3. But again, I gave it 3 stars. So now we'll get some real synopsis real quick, and then we'll talk briefly about it, and then I'll get the hell out of here. Um, Ella Louise has lived in the woods surrounding Pilots Creek, Virginia for nearly a decade. Publicly, she and her daughter Jessica are shunned by her upper crust family and the local residents. Privately, desperate characters visit her apothecary for a cure to what ails them, until Ella Louise is blamed for the death of a prominent customer. Accused of witchcraft, Ella Louise and Jessica are burned at the stake in the middle of the night. Ella Louise's burial site is never found, but the little girl has the most famous grave in the South, a steel reinforced coffin surrounded by a fence of interconnected white crosses. Their story will take the shape of an urban legend as is told around a campfire by a man forever marked by his childhood encounters with Jessica. Decades later, a boy at that campfire will cast Amber Pendleton as Jessica in a 70s horror movie inspired by the witch girl of Pilots Creek. Amber's experience experiences on the set and its meta remake in the 90s will ripple through pop culture, ruining her life and career after she becomes the target of a witch hunt. Amber's best chance to break the cycle of horror comes when a true crime investigator tracks her down to interview her for his popular podcast. But will this final act of storytelling redeem her, or will it bring the story full circle, ready to some tape that's blocking this. Ready to something. Oh, ready to be told once again and again and again. Okay, sorry about that. But yeah. So we kind of open with learning about what happened in 1931 through this campfire story being told in the 1950s. And I guess I didn't really catch on to the fact that a kid around that fire is then the director of the film in the 1970s. His last name is Ketchum. I'm assuming that was a nod to Jack Ketchum, which is super cool if it was. If it wasn't, I'm just gonna assume that it was a nod to Jack Ketchum. And then so our main character, kind of, Amber, I mean, she plays the young girl in the 70s, and then and that film is made. But there's definitely some drama that happens with Amber on set, as the 9-year-old little girl. Now, again, I'm not going to go into this too much, but there's a reason that Eloise's body was just buried off in the woods somewhere, and Jessica's was put in consecrated ground in a what they say, steel coffin, and then covered in concrete, and then put metal crosses all the way around it. So, you know, so Amber is playing this girl that everyone feared so much after death that they took all these precautions. So, and then in the 90s, Amber is tracked down by a new director who is a fan of horror, a fan of horror films. I only say that because the book really dwells on the fact that he's a fan. But anyway, and she's casted to play the mother, Eloise, and then something really really crazy happens at that one, and then it just adds to the urban legend. Then she's tracked down later in her life for this true crime podcast. So, I mean, it was good. It was a good horror novel. I mean, it didn't knock my socks off. Like I said, I found myself wishing that we would have spent more time in the 1930s because I kind of really enjoyed that part. I mean, it briefly talked about how she was offering cures for women issues. I mean, you can think about what that would be, but and of course that's maybe a problem for a man who, I mean, example, maybe a woman doesn't want to keep a child and the man finds out, and you get what I'm saying. So she was burned at the stake for this shit, for helping women out. Anyway, but yeah, it was all right. I gave it 3 stars. This is the remaking is not right, but I keep saying it. The Remaking by McCleod Chapman. This has been well read. Can't speak. This has been well read, Beard. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're enjoying all your books, all of them, as much as I am. I've got 2 more McCleod Chapmans on tap. I think one of them is called What Kind of Mother. I think the other one is called Whisper Down the Lane. I really wanted to do Whisper Down the Lane instead of this one. I thought it was available on my audio platform that I use, Everand, but it wasn't, and so that's why I wound up doing this one. But anyway, appreciate you being here. Hope you're enjoying all your books, all of them, as much as I am. If not, you're reading the wrong damn books.